From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 283 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, Saturday, May 9th, 2026. I'm Warren Carr, and I'm alongside here with my co-hosts. We've got
Karin Kiwan.
And it's Salih Kunduz.
Joining us in this episode is Mr. Mustafa Dogan from Turkey, who will be joining us to talk about the Ferda screen reader. Because Mustafa does not speak English, Sally, our friend, would be helping us in translating his responses. Thus, for this reason, we would only be including the English translation of the responses that Mustafa gives us. Coming up in this episode, we have the following lineup. First, we look at Android basics, where we talk about the May security patches for Pixel phones, and then talk about what came along with Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2. And we conclude today's episode with an app of the week, where I talk about AppXpose. That's what we've got coming up in this episode. For the world check being, Sally, what's going on, my man?
Well, I'm doing good here. Everything is well. It's been a busy week again and again. Nothing is changing in terms of that. And how are you?
I'm doing well. We got wonderful weather here. Like you say, we're in the 70s. I don't know what it's going to be like today. I didn't check, but yesterday we hit 75, but it was breezy, windy. Karin, what's going on with you, my dear?
All is good here. I'm doing well. And it was a rainy week, actually. Monday was, we were like in winter days, so it was really great. We had heavy rain, and the weather is still lovely here. It stopped raining, but it's still considered kind of cold a little bit, but it's great.
I think we sent you the whole rain.
Yeah, but now you like the rains, right? Most especially rainy nights, no, Karin?
I like rain, yeah. But
Not the
I
night time.
I like rain in the day.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Some of us like rainy nights so we can sleep well. Sally, don't you? Oh,
Dude,
that sound of the rain
of course, it
hitting on
feels
the
good.
roof.
Or maybe you can't sleep actually when there's a rainy night.
No, I do. I do sleep well.
Afraid of the lightning. That's all.
Yeah.
Mustafa, how are you? I know we're going to be talking with you shortly here, but how is it in your city?
I'm spending most of time with this project, but aside that, I also have a job that I'm working in the coastal area, which is like super good, especially in those days.
And now, the Android Basics segment. This is a segment where we discuss the things that power your device from behind the scenes. And now, here's this week's episode, Android Basics. Chugging along, let's now move on to the Android Basics segment. For the Android Basics, we're looking at a couple of things here. We're talking about the May 2026 security patch for the Pixel phones and the Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2. The May 2026 security patch for the Pixel phones include Pixel 7a through Pixel 10a. For some reason, the Pixel 6 series and the Pixel 7 are MIA, missing in action. Here are the fixes that we have for the qualifying Pixel phones. 1. Battery and charging. Fix for slow wireless charging speeds when the battery level is between 75% and 85% in certain conditions. 2. Camera. Fix for an issue where the camera app could freeze while recording video and adjusting the zoom level. 3. Display and graphics. Fix for an issue that caused a persistent flickering white dot or visual noise to appear at the top of the display in certain conditions. Fix for an issue that could intermittently cause the screen to appear fuzzy, frozen, or display noise lines. And 4. Framework. Fix for an issue where the keyboard or input screen could appear frozen or incorrectly positioned in some app under certain conditions. Those are some of the fixes that came with this May 2026 security patch. Let's now look at what we have for Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2. There isn't anything really writing home about when it comes to the new features in the QPR1 Beta 2 of Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2. The changes or change is, for the most part, visual in nature. For example, when one plugs in the power, a green animation results on the top right corner of the phone. The touches that show up during recording of the screen are bigger, as well as a ring light showing around notifications. In the privacy and security area, we have the app and AI assistant activity. It's something new in there. For the bug fixes, we have a total of 9. 1. Resolved an issue where the terminal app fails to launch, resulting in an unresolvable error pop-up and infinite loading. 2. Fixed a display issue where date and weather information overlapped the fingerprint sensor area on the lock screen. 3. Terminating a third active call from the head unit incorrectly disconnects an existing conference call participant instead of the intended call. 4. Fix an issue where mobile signal bars incorrectly display as empty or grayed out despite active connectivity, preventing users from accurately gauging their network signal strength. 5. Custom-themed app icons incorrectly appear enlarged on the home screen when returning from an application. 6. Resolves a bug in the F2FS file system that could result in data corruption or unexpected system instability. 7. Fix a UI issue that caused visual instability or glitches when moving apps in the recent items screen. 8. Fix an issue where the navigation bar swipes gestures fail to switch between recent apps. And 9. Resolved an issue where the Bluetooth tethering toggle would reset to off after device restarts or Bluetooth cycles, requiring users to manually re-enable internet sharing for connected devices. And those are the fixes found in the Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2. Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. Let's now move on to the Spotlight segment. And of course, we're talking with our friend Mustafa Dogan. And today we're talking about that screen reader, Ferda, Ferda. Mustafa, welcome again to our episode. And thank you so much for honoring us to come to this podcast.
Ben de teşekkür ederim.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I wasn't expecting for this much of exposure for this app, and that means maybe we needed this in the community.
We sure do. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get down to business here. Tell us about the history of this app. What gave you the inspiration, or what was your guide that made it possible for you to think about, hey, I needed to do something different? Tell us about the history and how you came about doing this.
I think rather than inspiration, it's the conditions, because I'm also blind, and those were the conditions that took me to develop this app. I work in the government sector. I worked in there for the information technologies, and I got retired. I know a lot about software and I know what people need. I was also using assistive technologies. You know that one has that, and the other one has that, and don't the one that don't have, and the other one don't have those features. And thinking of that, I decided to do my own screen reader. First, I made it for myself, but since it's not installed from the Play Store, I had issues using my banking apps. Since this is using accessibility services, I was having difficulties. Then I decided to go for the Play Store. Then people started downloading it, and then bug reports, feedbacks came in, and that's how it started. Imagine it's like a fruit tree where it was only for myself, it was in the garden, but now it's for everyone.
I like that idea of a fruit tree that is out there for everyone to eat. And thank you for letting me participate in the eating of that fruit, even way out here in the state of Washington.
Since I got the opportunity, I'd like to tell you guys why I'm going with subscription model, because you need to spend a lot of time, a lot of efforts, and I'm doing this for day and night. Sometimes I'm taking time from my family, my kids, my wife, and I'm working during the nights, and during the days I'm spending my time for my actual work. After that, I'm using AI tools to translate the messages that I get from people for feedbacks, and it's really time consuming. It cannot be just a hobby, in my opinion.
Talking about your wife, you named this screen reader after her. Let's talk about how you came about doing this, and how does your wife feel? I think she feels honored that you name it after her father, Ferda, Ferda. Talk to us about that decision.
She was definitely so happy and proud for what I did. There were some things that we were talking about, saying like maybe people are gonna say I'm using Ferda, but it's not just a name; it's the name of the app right now. It's beyond that right now. So we are really happy, and we don't really think about that somebody's using the name, like saying I'm using that, and it's just not using the person; it's using the screen reader.
So even if you don't get her a present for Mother's Day, this is good enough.
You know, I never thought about this, but gift is a gift. Sometimes it's really big. It's really like giving them impact. It's giving them nice feeling, but I never thought about that way. So it's nice that you reminded me about this. I will use that.
Yeah, let her know that it's in honor of her, and this is a beautiful Mother's Day gift to her. The whole world knows who she is now.
Yeah, no, all the world knows her, and this is far from what we expected for the app. Now in Egypt, there is a Telegram group, there's a WhatsApp group in Brazil. There are videos in more than 8 or 10 languages, and they even made me an admin in those groups, and they're sharing videos. I never expected that way, but it's how it is right now.
Well, congratulations on a great screen reader.
It's not even been a month since we are on Play Store, but I can tell you that we have more than 5,000 installs and more than 230 subscribers. It's not even a month yet, imagine.
Now let's talk about some of the features of the screen reader. And I'm particularly pleased with that changing of synthesizers on the fly, something we've been asking for eons, for TalkBack developers to do this. How difficult was it for you, Mustafa, to implement this feature?
Before that, I gotta confess something, that there is something not working currently at all. Like when you're changing the synthesizer and when you're restarting Ferda, it's not taking effect, or it goes back to the system default. But I'm gonna fix it in the next update. I thought about this like an exit door, like emergency exit door, because for those especially using vocalizer, sometimes you lose speech, and all you have to do is restarting your phone. There is no other way. So I thought about this, changing the synthesizer, and you can move away from vocalizer or any other synthesizer which is not working at the moment. But as of now, it's not working as expected. But I will put options to keep it in the default or go back to system default when you restart the app. It was Warren who gave me that idea, saying sometimes the speech is going away, and maybe wish there was a way to change the synthesizer on fly so it can go to another next synthesizer. You can also choose which synthesizers you're going to cycle from the custom synthesizer settings, and that's how you can choose which synthesizer is going to appear when you're moving with 4 fingers.
Exactly. That's what I saw. And so I like the fact that by default, they are checked and one can uncheck the ones that he or she doesn't want to be part of the circle when you circle through the different synthesizers on there. And I think that's a brilliant implementation. I was going to mention that. And thank you for doing that. Because when I looked into mine, for some reason, I have 27. I don't know where they were coming from. I guess I got a bunch of other voices in there, some that are not very good for use and as synthesizers. And so I uncheck those and leave those that I know that are surefires.
There are also some functions yet to be discovered. For example, when you want to use an image to get out the bank number, banking app number, or the routing number, or an email or phone number from an image. Say somebody sent you an image, and there are the details in the image. All you have, like normally, you just go and share with AI tools or share with friends, but using Ferda, it's way easier now. All you have to do is just opening the image and scrolling down till you find what you need. Copy email, copy phone number, copy routing number, copy Swift number. In Europe, we use IBANs, but in US, maybe use routing numbers for the bank transfers.
Talking about copying or selecting and copying things, this is one of the pain points that we have in TalkBack for the longest time. In other words, what I'm talking about here is that ability to discriminately select and copy something outside of an edit field. Do you think this is something you might look into later on to see if it's doable with Father?
Well, as of now, we only have copying from the image, and we also have OCR, which can maybe slow it down a little bit. But there are also text recognition and translation. But looking at the copy settings, I'm gonna work on smart copy, where you can select some text from anywhere, and when you want to paste, you will be able to choose what items you want to paste, like words, lines, characters, and sentences.
That's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about some of the features that you have implemented in here. We're looking at something in the recent screen or in the recent apps, whichever language one wants to use. You've implemented something that has the close all. In other words, so for example, if I were in my recent screens, if I swipe down, it says close, and that would close the particular app that is in focus in the recent screen. But if I swipe down again, there's a close all. I think that's a very great feature, because not many people would want to swipe and swipe till you get to the close all, especially if you're on a Pixel phone. And so I thought that this is a very great feature that you've implemented, even though currently it's not working right, as it will say actually not supported, but I like the idea.
Exactly. Well, actually, this is something that I was getting a feedback from a Pixel 8 Pro user who was having difficulties closing the apps. So I thought about this. Though right now it has a bug, it has issues, especially in home screen. You still hear that close all button. But in the recent, I'm testing on my Samsung phone. It works well. And I'm also trying to test other manufacturers in my emulator, though emulators are not accessible at all. But still, I'm doing tests, and I will be making it much better. As I said, the engineer knows how car works, but the driver better knows where the sound is coming from when things are not working.
Exactly. Now let's talk about some features that you have on here that kind of sets it apart from TalkBack. And I want to mention here in passing that I am glad that you have the gestures based on TalkBack. So it's not like someone is learning something new. It's just that you have other additional stuff in here. But if one is familiar with TalkBack, they can pick up this screen reader and be ready to get going the moment they get it going.
Exactly. This is something coming from the source code of TalkBack, but still, since it inspired from the source code of TalkBack, there are way more things that I want to do. There is something that I thought about for the iOS users, since I'm also using an iPhone. Going from an iPhone, there is an option in Ferda when you see the options. There's a thing says, "Are you coming from my phone?" So when you click on that, it's gonna adjust your gestures similar to the iOS gestures of voiceover gestures. But I'm also thinking about something way bigger. Imagine you're using any other screen readers like TalkBack, like Jisho, or any other. There will be an option to import your settings from that screen reader, if Google allows me to do that, of course.
That would be wonderful, because I know we got a lot of confused screen readers out there. Karen, I'm looking at you. So really, I think it's a great idea if it's doable, because if one is familiar with something and they want to keep using that, for example, then it's just coming in handy, and I like that idea.
I will need to see that if Google really wants to help us with it, because they have really strict policies. I need to do a research, because we need to have file reading and writing permissions for doing this. But I will see. I also made a benchmark test using TalkBack and Jisho on my computer, especially for starting up and like responding to gestures. Ferda is faster, but still there are things to work on, of course. I will see what I can do for making it way faster, because being responsive is the only thing that we need. And in that case, this is how it is for us, and our opponent is Jisho in that case.
You are right, because oftentimes what we hear is the responsiveness, and that's what people want, especially, when one is using a TTS engine that is not all that responsive. I know a lot of these things also depend on the TTS in use, but one of the features or some things that people are looking for is that responsiveness. And I know we've beaten this to death by people saying TalkBack is not as responsive as the confused screen reader. So seeing what you are doing, if you could make it work a little bit faster than TalkBack and catches up to what people think it is in the confused screen reader that TalkBack does not have, I think that will be a win-win situation.
I can confidently say that, and also the feedbacks tell me that right now already we are faster than TalkBack and other alternative screen readers, or we are competing with Jisho in that case. But it also depends on the phone that you use, also depends on if your phone is mid-range, if your phone is entry-level. But basically we are faster than TalkBack already, but we will make it even more faster and responsive.
So I have two questions. The first one is about subscription. The screen reader is not free, or at least the basic features are free, but the more advanced features are not. So the first part is, what are the premium features that the user gets when subscribing to the Pro version? Then what's the price?
I want to start from the end. Exactly, we're going to work on country-based prices. When we first introduced pricing model, some people purchased the app, and later I decided to refund their payments, and I also give them an option to extend one more year, so they could choose to extend it for one more year. But we have country-based prices, and for free model, the basic features, basic core features are free, but when it comes to paid version, we have offline translation, OCR, subtitle reading, and also copy paste features. They will be paid, and also many more to come.
What do you mean by copy paste features? You mean the ability to append or to copy outside the override boxes? What's the state of this thing?
The basic copy paste is going to be free, but when you want to use advanced copy paste, for example, you want to choose a certain amount of text from what you have in your clipboard, choosing the words, characters, or lines, or even more advanced copying, that's going to be paid.
Now, another question regarding subscription. You know that there are other screen readers, so you are competing with Jisho and you are competing with Prudence, which is the screen reader that you didn't mention. But I will not say that Jisho is really like an option for many users because many people can't pay or don't want to pay because of the payment system that Jisho uses. But Prudence is not even a paid screen reader. It's a free one, and it has advanced features like the ability to append text to the already copied text, and the ability to describe images and other features. So how can you, or what can you say to people to convince them to subscribe to this screen reader, to this particular screen reader, when there are other alternatives, especially the free ones, and which are already on the Play Store?
I think how I can convince you is that your data is yours, and nothing's going to transmit it to any online services. When you want to do image recognition, when you want to do any sort of OCR, it's going to be completely offline. This is the part where it sets apart. What I'm going to also do is in the future that I will add voice dictation services. I really like that on the iPhone. On Android, we are not really there yet, as it's better as on the iOS. But I'm going to use alternatives like basic dictation or OpenAI based dictation. People will be able to choose what they need, and also will be able to download additional offline services to their phones. Since the phone storages are getting bigger, I don't think people will mind 2 or 3 gigabytes of data to be doing everything offline.
Nice, especially if it's going to be an optional service. So, for example, you install the screen reader, and if you want those dictation services, then you just install them.
I call this like a stone era. We are in the stone era still for the app. There are certain things still need to be worked on, but even for now, the translation or offline services we need for the translation for image recognition that we have right now is still can be downloadable. It's not coming with the app right now. You just need to download it.
That's great. Actually, my last question is about translation. This podcast is an English podcast. We have many English users who use English. So what about the translation of the app? Do you use AI to translate the feature names and option names and messages to English? And is all of the app translated to English? And you can also talk about other languages if it's already translated also to other languages.
As of now, I can say that we have 25 languages supported. Though the original codes in Turkish, I still have the machine translation started in English. Then we got the feedback and corrections from other users to have the other 24 languages being translated and being corrected by people. Now English and other rest of the languages are corrected by feedbacks, and I'm still actively working on adding more languages.
Mustafa, thank you so much for coming on to talk with us today, and I really appreciate it. Before we let you go, though, let's talk about availability. Is this available to everyone around the world, or are there certain regions where this cannot be obtained?
Yes, exactly. The app is available wherever the Play Store available is, like say in more than 175 countries. For those who have no access to Play Store, I cannot really help about it right now. And I want to say thank you so much for inviting me, and it's a great pleasure to be here. I want to also say finally, before I go, that in some Xiaomi phones and some other Chinese manufactured phones, they have really aggressive battery usage. If you want to use Ferda, there might be settings that you can use to add this to your blacklist, like a whitelist rather than adding to the blacklist. I also added some options for disabling the restrictions of battery. And also on Samsung phones, when you're using the phone app, the dialer, during an active call when you want to dial numbers, or during the call center calling when you want to dial the numbers, until the next update, you just need to double tap and long press. As of now, it's not working correctly. I'm going to fix it in the next update. Keep in mind while I'm fixing that for you.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk with us today. And at any time you want to come back and talk about it with some certain updates or whatever the case may be, you are welcome to do so. And again, I want to congratulate you for making it available on the Play Store, because in my never to be humble opinion, it's easier for most people to get, and making that on the Play Store actually gives it an advantage. Thank you so much. And how do people get hold of you? Could they reach you from within the app or from the Play Store?
Well, definitely. I have a feedback form inside the settings of Ferda, where you can just click on send feedback to developer. You will choose your default email app where will you see my email, and you can write anything, even if you want a language support, if you want any feedback, or if you need any features to be added in the app, you can just let me know.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being on here, and say hello to your wife who allowed you to use her name for the screen reader. And we want to say, blind people around the world, say thank you, Father.
Like, she's already hearing you, and like she's also saying hello back to you guys.
Hey, Father, hello. How are you? Say hello
Nasılsın,
to
iyi
the
misin?
people.
Çok teşekkür ederim. Herkese selamlarımı gönderiyorum. Güle güle kullansınlar.
Thank you so much. I'm doing well. I hope you guys enjoy using Ferda.
Thank you so much. Bless you. Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. We now move on to the App of the Week, and this week I'm demonstrating something called AppXpose. Here is a demonstration of AppXpose. Hi, as we continue with our App of the Week series for episode 283, App of the Week, this is demonstrating an app simply called AppXpose. AppXpose. In other words, this is one of those apps that would let you know if an app contains malware or something of that nature. Unlike traditional antivirus apps that we see on the Play Store or sometimes come with your phone, however, this one is different in the sense that it has also a library of known apps or apps that have been banned, or warning you of apps that have been deemed by the community as being dangerous. And so this is totally a different app in its own class. I, however, am not one of those that sideload APKs, and while I'm not trying to say that, malware only comes from sideloading APKs, there are apps on the Play Store also that may have bad stuff in it because of the developer has decided to inject some bad stuff in it. And so this app would warn you of those apps and also let you know which ones have been taken down and all of that. For today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Galaxy S23 Plus running One UI 8.5 Beta and TalkBack 16.x. I am on the play page of the app, and as always, I would like to go to the about to hear the description of the app, and thereafter come back and install the app and get started. Let's now navigate to that about and hear the description of the app.
About this app heading. Google Play Store. AppXpose, tracker and code scanner, details. Find trackers and risky code in any app, spyware, fake APKs and permissions exposed. Your phone is talking to strangers. Play Store privacy labels are self-reported. Google does not verify them. Studies from Mozilla, Oxford, and MIT confirm that over 80% are inaccurate or incomplete. AppXpose is the Android privacy scanner and app analyzer that shows you what's actually there by reading the APK code directly, not trusting what a developer filled out themselves. No account, no telemetry, no Firebase, fully anonymous. Spyware and stalkerware detection. Most antivirus apps miss spy apps that hide in plain sight. AppXpose goes deeper. It scans installed APK bytecode for surveillance SDKs, keyloggers, and suspicious permission combinations that standard scanners overlook. Whether it's a spy app installed without your knowledge or a rogue tracker running silently in the background, AppXpose finds it by analyzing the code directly. Tracker and app analyzer. Find hidden trackers, add SDKs, and background data collection that apps never disclose. AppXpose reads the actual APK files on your device. No cloud upload, no guessing. You see what's really there. Malware and fake APK detection. Every installed app is checked against Malware Bazaar, a real-time database of known malware hashes. Community APK hash verification cross-checks your install against thousands of other devices. Fake app clones and tampered APKs are flagged immediately. If a known malware signature matches, risk jumps to critical. Privacy risk score and permission audit. Every app gets a full risk assessment with a clear breakdown. See exactly why an app scores high or low, from data leak risks and dangerous permissions to GDPR compliance and certificate integrity. A camera app with camera access is fine. A flashlight app with microphone permission is not. AppXpose understands the difference. AppXpose Library App Database. Look up any app before you install it. The AppXpose Library is a growing community database with privacy scores, tracker analysis, and risk ratings for thousands of Android apps, searchable directly inside the app. No installation needed to check. Data Breach Checker. Find out if your app's developer has been involved in known data breaches. Over 966 breaches checked via Have I Been PWNED. See the parent company, server locations, and which country your data is actually sent to. APK Integrity Check and CertNet. AppXpose verifies the signing certificate of every app against our crowdsourced CertNet database with 4,700 plus verified certificates. Tampered installs and repackaged APKs are caught before they do damage. Guard real-time privacy alerts. Apps update silently. Trackers get added. Permissions change. Certificates get swapped. Guard monitors your installed apps around the clock and sends you an alert the moment something shifts. You find out before anything happens. Includes access to the AppXpose library. More features. Breach risk forecast, GDPR compliance check per app, paywall aggressiveness rating, privacy-friendly alternatives, community verdicts, developer identity and server location lookup, full app tracker scanner, available in English, German, Spanish, and Portuguese. Who AppXpose is for? Anyone who suspects stalkerware or a spy app on their device. Privacy-conscious users who want a real app permission audit. People worried about data leaks from apps they use every day. Journalists, activists, and remote workers handling sensitive data. Anyone who sideloads APKs and wants a proper app analyzer. Families protecting shared devices from hidden tracking apps. Play Store privacy labels are self-reported. Studies from Mozilla, Oxford, and MIT confirm that over 80% are inaccurate. AppXpose shows you what's really there. App Info. Version 6.8.2. Updated on May 7, 2026. Downloads 1,000 plus downloads. Download size 5.37 megabytes. Required OS Android 8.0 and up. In-app purchases $5.99 minus $46.99 per item. Offered by Fluxera Softwares. Released on March 22, 2026.
And that's both the description of the app and its history. As you can see, it's a very, very young app. I'll now navigate to the installation page and tap on that install. And let's get started with AppXpose.
Play Store. About this app heading. Install button. Verified by Play Protect. Pending. Navigate up button. AppXpose tracker and code scanner. 0%. 3%. 100%. Installing. AppXpose added to home screen.
We're done with the installation and I'll now tap on that open.
Open button. AppXpose. Welcome to AppXpose.
The first thing we heard was welcome to AppXpose, and moving on down.
AppXpose scans your installed apps and reveals what they're really doing, trackers, permissions, certificates, and more. No guessing, just data.
In other words, kind of just giving us what the app is all about and all of that. And then toward the bottom, on the bottom right, we got
Continue button.
Continue button. All right, now let's start from the top.
How the scanner works.
We have how the scanner works.
Scanning apps. Context-aware permission analysis across 45 app categories. 140 plus tracker signatures from Exodus Privacy plus community research. APK certificate verification via CertNet crowdsourced. Fake APK detection via community hash verification. Breach risk forecast from 966 plus known data breaches.
You got the drift, and I'm going to tap continue.
Continue button. Check any app before you install it. Search our community database of scanned apps. See risk scores, trackers, and privacy ratings.
I'm going to tap continue at the bottom.
Continue button. Choose one of your installed apps and see what it's really doing. Takes 30 seconds.
I'm going to tap on get started at the bottom.
Get started button. Back button. Your installed apps.
There we go. Upon tapping get started, now it's on this screen. And let's see if we have any other buttons near the top or anything of the sort before we move down toward the middle of the phone.
Back button.
We got the back there on the top left corner of the phone.
Scan setup.
Now to the right of that is the scan setup. And now moving on down,
Hide already scanned.
we have hide already scanned.
Off switch.
And then moving,
Edit box. Search apps.
you could search the app that you're looking for, and below that will be your list of apps.
7 scans left.
I am told that I have 7 scans left. Typically, if you are not a paying member, as indicated in the description, it's like $46, I think, per year, or is it per whatever? We'll see that in the Pro when we go to the settings and look at the Pro. However, as a free user, you're allowed 5 scans a week. Now, moving on down,
Free analyze up to 5 apps per week. Each app uses 1 credit.
there we go. Now, moving on down,
Select all button.
we got to select all. In other words, you want to select all the apps. I don't know if one wants to do that on a free plan. But here,
Deselect all button.
to the right of that is deselect all.
Selected name checkbox.
And then we have selected by name
Not selected size checkbox.
or size to the right of that.
Not selected date checkbox.
And we have date on the right of that.
Hashtag journal 119.5 megabytes.
Now we come across my install app. So for example, if I want to scan that one, I will select that one to be scanned.
Checkbox.
There's a checkbox to the right of it. So if I check on this one,
Checked. Hashtag journal 119.5 megabytes. Checked checkbox.
that one has been checked. And at the bottom of the screen, we got
Start analysis button.
Start Analysis button. I don't want to go into this, but just for giggles, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to tap on Start
1,
Analysis.
2,
All right, let's see what it does.
3. Back button.
At the top left corner, we hear Back button, and then moving to the right.
Analysis results.
And to the right of that are 3 buttons in the way of,
Save current scan button. Compare apps button.
and the last button on the top right,
Share results button.
Share Results. Now moving on down, we got,
1 app 1. Risk score 68 out of 100.
and below that we have some tabs, and you could choose which one you're interested in. We got,
Selected all checkbox.
there's all to the right of it,
Not selected critical checkbox.
to the right,
Not selected high checkbox.
to the right,
Not selected medium checkbox.
and
Not selected low checkbox. Hashtag journal notes planner starnest 68 view details window AppXpose.
so we're now on the app there in the middle, and if I want to view the details, I tap on it,
Risk score 68 out of 100.
and I put my finger near the top.
Back button.
There's that back there on the top left and on the top right. No buttons, and moving on down,
High
it says hi,
100. App size 119.5 megabytes. Last updated 20 days ago.
and below that we have some tabs,
Selected info tab.
and to the right,
Security tab.
to the right of that,
Privacy tab.
and to the right of that,
Tips tab.
and to the right of that,
Manifest tab.
right,
Manage tab.
and below that,
AI analysis summary. #Journal is a productivity app with significant privacy and security concerns. It requests excessive permissions unrelated to journaling, location, camera, calendar, contains 9 index files with anomalous headers suggesting code injection or obfuscation, and integrates multiple ad tech SDKs, Google Ad Manager, Facebook Audience Network alongside aggressive monetization. The combination of permission overreach, APK integrity anomalies, and ad tech infrastructure makes this app unsuitable for users storing sensitive personal journal entries.
Okay.
Risk score breakdown.
And you could tap on that.
Permission count 0. Dangerous permission overreach +18. APK integrity anomalies +16. Ad tech SDK integration +14. Aggressive monetization model +12. Install referrer and attribution tracking +8. Biometric permission without clear justification +6. Recent update activity -4. Unknown developer reputation +6. No end-to-end encryption +8. Breach risk forecast. Breach risk 0-100 slow. Clean DEX scan -3. On-device DEX analysis found 0 embedded tracking SDKs. Clean developer history -3. No known breaches for this developer. Community verdict. Shield emoji dash. Warning emoji dash. Fire emoji dash. Wastebasket emoji dash. Person shrugging emoji dash. Add your voice button. App quality ratings. Stability fair. Privacy poor. Bloat level heavy.
Well, you can go through all of this, but you got an idea of how it works. Now, I'm going to go back.
Risk score 68 out of 100.
And I'm going to go back again. Now we're back to the main UI where we started. And I do want to mention here in passing that there are a couple buttons here on the top right corner. The first one that we encounter going right is
N black triangle pointing down.
and that refers to English. In other words, the UI is in English. Now, if I tap on that button, it toggles it to German. Tapping on that again toggles it to Espanol, and tapping on that again toggles it to Portuguese. I show you what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and tap on
N black triangle pointing down.
And now that I've tapped on it, it should say DE.
The black triangle pointing down.
Say D, and so if I move
The
down,
community Risiko 38.
so it says reading in German, so I'm going to go tap on it again.
The black triangle pointing down.
And now it becomes,
S black triangle pointing down.
so it's Espanol. If I move my finger
Risco
down.
de la Comunidad 38.
All right, now I'm going to tap on,
S black triangle pointing down.
and that changes it to Portuguese.
PT black triangle pointing down.
And if I move my finger down,
Risco da Comunidad 38.
all right, now I'm going to tap on it again to toggle back to English.
PT black triangle pointing down.
All right, and that has become English.
N black triangle pointing down.
And
Community risk score 38.
now let's move to the bottom part of the app where we encounter some tabs in the way of the following, starting from the bottom left.
Scan, scan.
There's a scan, and to the right,
Library, library.
you can hear it repeating it twice. So that's library to the right of that,
Guard, guard.
and to the right of that,
History, history.
and the last tab on the bottom right is
Settings, settings.
settings. Let's go into the settings and see what we have. But before we go into the settings, though, let's look at the other last button there on the top right, which would be
Pro.
Pro. And that's the one that is right to the language selector. So if I tap here on that Pro, here's what we encounter.
Get Pro or Guard.
Okay.
Unlock unlimited scans, real-time alerts and more. Free. Pro. Learn about Guard, Guard. Report level. Basic. Full. Full. Unlimited scans. 50 apps scan. Saved scans. Background scanning. Breach alerts. Tracker change alerts. Permission alerts. Developer change alerts. App removal alerts. App library. Home screen widget.
And below that we got
Available with Pro and Guard. Yearly $46.99. Save 52%. Monthly $6.99. Pro yearly $5.99. Get Guard $46.99 per yearly button.
And there we have that one at the bottom there, so you could choose what you want. I think it's a little bit expensive, as I indicated, though. If you are into apps that you think you need this, then probably you want to try it maybe for a month or whatever, but it's totally up to you. I'm going to go back.
AppXpose.
Now we're back to the main UI, and I'm going to tap on that last tab there at the bottom right, and that would be the settings.
Settings. Back button.
We're now in the settings page. The first thing we heard there on the top left is the back button. Now moving on down, let's see what we got.
Free plan active. 5 scans per week. Tap for info.
And moving on down.
Restore purchases. General. Language English. Theme. Selected system radio button. Not selected pastel mode radio. Not selected dark mode radio button. Clear analysis cache. Remove all saved analyses. Replay introduction.
In other words, you could replay the introduction to the app if you wanted to.
Add widget to home screen. Notifications. Stay updated.
And to the right of that is an on-off switch.
On switch.
Moving on.
Scan reminders and security updates. Guard.
And under guard we got.
Get notified when a developer of your scanned apps is involved in a data breach. Tracker change alerts. New trackers detected.
And to the right of that is an on-off switch, and of course it's disabled by default because I am not paying.
Off switch disabled.
And below that,
Permission alerts apps requesting more access.
and to the right, of course, another switch.
Off switch disabled.
Next,
App removal alerts flagged or banned apps.
to the right,
Off switch disabled.
next,
Developer change alerts ownership transfers.
to the right of that.
Off switch disabled.
As you can see, these are the pro features. And now below that,
About.
going down.
Privacy policy. How we handle your data.
Next,
Device ID F73400.
we heard the device ID, for example, and if I had allowed it to read, it will tell you what it is, and then at the end of it, it will tell you to double tap to copy. In other words, if you double tap to copy, and you can request data deletion if you want them to delete your data or whatever the case may be. And below that, we got
About AppXpose version 6.8.2.
next.
Contact us, questions or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Join our Discord, feedback, bug reports and community. White Star, featured on Feedback First, feedbackfirst.dev.
And at the bottom right is a button that says
Admin.
And that's the last item there that we have. I'm now going back to the main UI of the app, and the other tabs, if you tap on them, they do exactly what they're talking about. For example,
Library. Back. Search the community, scan library with Guard. Upgrade to access reports on apps you haven't scanned.
and here, if you are a paying member, you could search for an app that you are interested in to see what it is before you even installed it. I'm going to go back
Guard.
and guard,
Guard not activated. Unlock to enable real-time alerts AppXpose.
and that's what that is. And then we go to history.
History. Back button. No saved scans yet.
I didn't save that scan that I had earlier, and if I had saved it, it would be here. And that would conclude this short demonstration of AppXpose. If you like what we're doing, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, have a great one, and see you next time. Well, that's the demonstration of AppXpose, guys. I hope that is something that you find to be useful and you can give it a try. Personally, guys, I think the $46 a year, basically $47, because it's $46.99, or was it $6 something a month? I think that's a little bit too high. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it is actually, because you can just try other services maybe, or I don't know, but it's for example, you can take the APK and scan it on VirusTotal, or I don't know, whatever service, but not pay $46.
Yeah, with that, like even if you want to buy an antivirus, like say Kaspersky or say AVG, you pay less, right?
Yeah, well, at least though one could still use it 5 times. You have 5 scans a week. I think the part that I like is that library or community, you can see the apps that are with problems, so you don't have to even go looking, installing those apps. But that is, of course, locked behind a paywall. But other than that, I think it's a good app if all that one is wanting to do is to just do the scanning. At least you get up to 5 free every week. So that's good. I don't think anyone is going to be scanning more than that. But I mean, if you do, then just wait for next week. All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. Well, folks, with that, we come to the end of this episode. As always, our friend John is here to give you information on how you can get hold of us. Here's John to give you that information.
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to Blind Android Users plus subscribe @groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much, John, for that information. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. We do want to thank you guys for listening to us week in, week out. We look forward to seeing you next time. From me, though, I want to say goodbye. And boys and gals, keep them home fires burning.
Have a good week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, guys. I know I was the one who's talking a lot for this episode. I hope you don't mind it, and enjoy your week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.